have Mr. Richard Kamshababo, the Secretary of the Commission. So those are your hosts. That is what we call the Commission. I will now, Your Indulgence, Chairperson, request protocol to bring in the first aspirant for the second day. The first aspirant on day 2 of the nominations of candidates for presidential elections is walking in the tent, and he is Mr. Nandala Mafabi of the Forum for Democratic Change, accompanied by the people that he has asked to invite. He has invited to accompany him and have been extended an invitation by the Commission. Protocol team will show you where to sit and how to sit, and we thank the protocol team for an excellent job that you are doing. You may please take your seats. And I now have the pleasure, Lord Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, to request you to take up the exercise and guide us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Would like to welcome the first aspirant of today with his entourage. May I now ask that the aspirant presents his papers. The nominator, second, are they present? So that the papers can be scrutinized. You can send your agent to bring the papers, your agent.
This exercise is guided by the Presidential Elections Act. And every step of the way that you are seeing, those who are here and those who are following this exercise across the country and across the world, follows every detail of that provision of those provisions of the Presidential Elections Act, which, among other things, require that the aspirant will present his nomination papers, nomination form filled in triplicate, in 3 copies. So they will check that that form is there. They also check to confirm that the aspirant has consented to be nominated. So there is that declaration that is also should be among those documents. The team of the commission has instructed its technical team, where you see those images, those are technical team of the Electoral Commission, from the legal department, from voter data management, from election management, from field operations. They are examining those papers. They will check to confirm that the aspirant is a registered voter, because that is one of the first requirements for a candidate or an aspirant for that matter. And being a registered voter presupposes already that he is a citizen of Uganda by birth, that he is 18 years and above, the law requires that anybody or somebody to contest for the seat of president must have attained a certain level of education, a minimum of A level, advanced level standard, senior 6 in our is the way of describing it. So they are checking to confirm that the aspirant went to school, that he went to school. Yes, these are very important. Very important. The first one, the first aspiration to be the first citizen. So, and they will check also to confirm that that requirement of demonstrating that you secured, that he secured at least 100 supporters from 2/3 of the districts in Uganda, which when computed comes to 98 districts, and therefore a minimum of 9,800 supporters from across the country, that was also fulfilled, and that there is a certificate to that effect. They must also check and be sure that the aspirant has already paid the non-refundable nomination fee of 20 million Uganda shillings. He must also have attached the required photographs, which, when successful, will feature on the ballot paper. He also indicated before he leaves here that he has appointed an agent, an official agent, who will become the point of liaison as the process proceeds. The Presidential Elections Act states that somebody can contest for the seat of president either representing a political party or sponsored by a political party, or they can come as independents. In the case of a candidate or aspirant representing a political party, the symbol they will use is the symbol of their political party. And for the independents, before they leave, if they have been and when they have been successfully nominated, they will leave with a symbol allocated to them by the Electoral Commission. So briefly, that is what is happening, and that is what is required, and the so we wait to hear from the examination and verification of those. So even this day, these 2 days of yesterday, 23rd of September, and today, 24th of September, they are defined in the law. The Presidential Elections Act, Section 8. On appointment of nomination days, it says that the Commission shall issue a notice in the Gazette appointing 2 days during which the nomination of candidates are to take place. That's what the law says. So these days are anchored in the law. And the Commission did do that. It announced these dates. And we have been talking about them. They look to be very far, but here they are now. We are here. The last one is today. And that in that Gazette, they will indicate, the Commission will indicate the places and the times fixed for the nomination of candidates, and the hours for each nomination day. And that place where this exercise has to take place must be a public space, public place, such as a courthouse, a city or town hall, a community center, or any other public or private building in a central place. Fortunately, for today, for this particular nomination of 2025-2026 general election, for the first time in the history of the Electoral Commission, this nomination exercise is taking place in the premises, on the grounds owned by the Electoral Commission. I know you're not allowed to clap, but that is a milestone. But don't, please don't. It is to take note that this particular nomination is taking place on the grounds of the Electoral Commission, where the Commission is going to have its first ever permanently owned headquarters. Rubowa, Rweza, Makindye Sabagabo. And everybody who has been here so far, from yesterday, some did not want to leave because the ambience, the place is nice. So yes, the place is very nice. So yes, and when this is a place that Ugandans we should celebrate, because it's their home. Because the commission is the commission of the people of Uganda. The holders of the offices are in the service of the people of Uganda. The facility here is for the people of Uganda. Earlier I had mentioned that you see there is a big book in front of Commissioner Stephen Tashobya. That book is called the Compendium of Electoral Laws. All laws governing elections in the country are in that book. And all the commissioners and everybody has copies of that. I know the other copies are just around here. So they define everything there need to be in organizing elections. The secretary of the commission is now going to the chairperson. As we await the type of smoke, whether it is black or white. So I was reading for you some sections and elements of the Presidential Elections Act. Just to, I know you know, but just to remind ourselves. Section 9 speaks about sponsorship of candidates by political parties, and it says,
Thank you, Julius, for that voter education exercise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we were verifying the papers of the aspirant. It has taken some bit of time, but that's what we are required to do. We are required to be meticulous and ensure that everything is in order. We verified these papers and we find everything is okay. He has satisfied the requirements laid out in the Presidential Elections Act. Therefore, I, Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, being the returning officer for the nomination of presidential candidates, declare Nandala Mafabi James Nathan a duly nominated candidate in respect of the presidential elections 2026, he having fulfilled the nomination requirements under the Presidential Elections Act, Chapter 179, Laws of Uganda. Congratulations. All right. Now, candidate Nandala Mafabi James Nathan. As a duly nominated candidate, you are required to observe the following. 1, you are to appoint an official agent who will coordinate your campaign meetings and media program, and also attend meetings on your behalf where necessary. Secondly, you are to avail the Commission with a schedule of your campaign meetings and media program as soon as practicable to facilitate the smooth harmonization of all the candidates' campaign programs countrywide. And thirdly, you are to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Electoral Commission in compliance with the harmonized campaign program, timelines, and guidelines. May I now therefore ask you or your agent to sign this nomination document to confirm you have been duly nominated. Yeah, please, just the correct page. Yeah, just here. That's all right. You walked in an aspirant, Now you are moving out as a candidate. And your status for that matter has changed in an instant. First of all, the law under the Presidential Elections Act provides that the state should provide you with 24-hour round security. We are going to begin that by giving you, handing over to you, your security vehicle with the security personnel who will accompany or escort you wherever you are going on your campaign trail and wherever you want to go, except outside the country. They will not escort you there. Secondly, you also be availed security at your home. That vehicle is at the cost of the Electoral Commission in terms of fuel, payment to the driver, and to the security personnel. You don't have to pay them anything. And it has to be driven only by our official driver, to whom it will be handed over. After that, Mr. Candidate, you may, at your will, go to the media tent and address the media and the people of Uganda. They may want to hear your voice. So now let's go to hand over your vehicle, Mr. Presidential Candidate, so that you are well secured. Thank you. Secondly, under the Presidential Elections Act also, upon nomination, the Commission is required to avail you a soft copy of the National Voters Register. And I have it here. Let your agent come and pick this soft copy of the National Voters Register.
So the Commission will lead you. The Commission will lead you. Protocol will lead you. The Commission will go ahead and protocol will guide. Members of the press, after that, you proceed at the media circle, at the media center, and the candidate will speak to you and to the country.
Happening there is the FDC flag bearer, Honorable Nandala Mafabi, has been duly nominated as a presidential candidate on the FDC ticket. And what is happening now is heading to receive his security detail as by the Presidential Elections Act. It is mandated that he is provided with security, 24-hour security. Now, this time around, the candidates are receiving a pickup. It is a double cabin full with security. That is what you're seeing there. So he will have the counter-terrorism police that will be guarding him. And that is, as said by Justice Simon Byabakama. Now, earlier on, I told you that we are waiting to know if we will have an additional candidate or an additional aspirant who has fulfilled the requirements that if all goes well, he will be nominated as a candidate. Now, according to Justice Simon Byabakama, the Alliance for National Transformation president and the candidate or flag bearer, or as of now, that is General Mugisha Muntu, was able to present the required signatures. That is 100 from each district, about 8, that is making it 98 districts. Now, very interesting that at least now that brings the number to 6 so far. We don't know if by closure of business, more will have been able to collect the required signatures, and they are vetted and they're issued with a certificate. Now, I have Adepo Francis, the National Youth Leader, FDC, with me, and of course, earlier on with my guest. But let's begin with FDC. How do you feel that finally your flag bearer has been nominated?
Yeah, it's good news for the